all-powerful God, you are present in the whole universe and in the smallest of your creatures. You embrace with your tenderness all that exists. Pour out upon us the power of your love, that we may protect life and beauty. Fill us with peace, that we may live as brothers and sisters, harming no one. O God of the poor, help us to rescue the abandoned and forgotten of this earth, so precious in your eyes. Bring healing to our lives, that we may protect the world and not prey on it, that we may sow beauty, not pollution and destruction. Touch the hearts of those who look only for gain at the expense of the poor and the earth. Teach us to discover the worth of each thing, to be filled with awe and contemplation, to recognize that we are profoundly united with every creature as we journey towards your infinite light. We thank you for being with us each day. Encourage us, we pray, in our struggle for justice, love, and peace.
To our faculty, administrative staff, Supreme Student Council officers, and to all students of the Batanes State College, friends, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. At the outset, allow me please to extend my sincerest congratulations and felicitations to our Supreme Student Council in organizing the annual celebration of Environmental Awareness Month with its theme, New Normal Challenge, Sustainable Action for Sustainable Future. Despite the onslaught of this pandemic, which is the biggest global disruption to education and which has short-circuited the conduct of education in our country, you have not wavered and you have not fluttered in your resolve to do your share in engaging yourselves on many issues, especially on environmental issues. For this, my congratulations, and I am proud of you as BSCCians. One of the most pressing environmental issues in the world that we are facing today is the problem on plastic and its improper disposal, which has become so alarming. The low cost and convenience of using plastic sachets, as well as their ineffective public waste disposal, has made the Philippines one of the world's leading plastic polluters with tremendous negative impacts on the environment. Oceans, rivers, and other bodies of waters have become one of the favorite dumping sites of plastic waste. We use plastic so much, we depend so much on it, and now we are practically drowning on it. The province of Batanes, perhaps one of the cleanest provinces in the entire country, is not spared. We also have our own little plastic problem here. It is time that we do our own little share to combat this scourge. Recently, as part of the efforts to continuously preserve the pristine beauty of the province by minimizing residual waste from plastic, the provincial government of Batanes issued Provincial Ordinance Number 302, Series of 2020, regulating the use of single-use plastic effective January 1, 2021. This is certainly a laudable undertaking that is worthy of support, promotion, and cooperation by everyone, especially here in our province of Batanes. I am glad that our students at the Batanes State College, led by our Supreme Student Council, sprung into action and do their own small little share of helping in the preservation and conservation of our environment. This is important as we need strong resolve and decisive actions to move forward. Environmental issues are multidisciplinary, cross-sectoral, and transboundary in nature. It needs to be addressed jointly, collectively, cooperatively, if it has to be effective and will have a really significant impact. Acting separately and individually in different directions might only lead to possible more complex problems that may become difficult for individuals to solve and manage. Thus, I encourage everyone at Batanes State College, from the administration to the faculty and administrative personnel to our students, to become eco-warriors and advocates of environmental protection and preservation. BSC has always been known in the community as an environment-friendly school. Let us do whatever we can and whatever it takes to preserve this. Sa ngalan po ng buo at nagkakaisang pamilya ng Kolehiyong Estado ng Batanes, ang inyong kaagapay, katuwang, kasangga at kapartner sa pagpapaunlad ng mataas na antas ng edukasyon dito sa ating mahal na lalawigan ng Batanes, mula sa pamunuan, mga guro at mga kawani, 10 ng lahat ng aming mga mag-aaral, nais po namin ipaabot ang aming mainit at taus-pusong pagbati at pasasalamat sa Supreme Student Council at sa inyo pong lahat sa inyong pakikiisa at pagsuporta sa pagkamit natin ng mga makabuluhang mithiin at layunin ng programang ito. Maraming salamat po. Diyos mamahes.
Magandang buhay BSC! sustainability, I guess, is the ability of people to conserve the resources, to conserve the environment, to conserve whatever that nature gives them and gives us for their current use, and at the same time for the use of current generation. So ang classic example ng sustainability. Sustainability is not a new thing for us Ivatans. Our forefathers has been practicing sustainability. Sustainability is their way of coping up with the harsh environment in Batanes. So I guess this has also been passed from our generation. And ngayon, with the year's theme on, what's the theme ba ngayon? Sustainable action for sustainable future. I guess this is one way of us passing the sustainable practices, the sustainable concept given to us by our forefathers to UBSC students. An example of sustainable practice in Batanes. When we go out fishing nung unang panahon, we don't overfish. We only catch what is needed by the family, by the community within that day or probably for tomorrow. The rest of that will be dried para lang you can use it during the winter time. But the concept of overfishing or the concept of greediness, wala po yon dun sa sustainability. In farming practice ng mga Ivatans, we farm using only natural and traditional practices. We don't over-farm our farmlands. No, after 5 years, we stop farming. We plant nitrogen-rich plants in order for the plants, for the nitrogen-fixing bacteria to work on the soil, change the nutrients of the soil. That's what we do in farming instead of applying fertilizer. So that's two of the sustainable practices our forefathers gave us. Pero marami pang mga sustainable practices na pwede na makita natin dun sa day-to-day na pamumuhay ng mga Ivatans. Definitely in the modern times, no, sa ating mga bagets, ating mga kabataan ngayon, iba na yung our battle, our environmental battle are different ngayon. In Batanes, for example, with the increase in population, there is definitely an increase in waste generation. Bilang mga kabataan, I encourage you to find ways and means by which we can properly manage the waste generation in Batanes. This is my observation. I have been going to communities for the last several months from July until today, doing information and education campaign for our kababayans on solid waste management at home, on how we can reduce waste generation so that we can avoid overspilling our landfills, no? And my observation is that only the old people, only the elderlies are interested to attend the IEC. In fact, if I may recall it correctly, there was one occasion when I went to booth where I got at least 5 young people, and these are like 30. These are at their 30th. So anong ibig sabihin nun? I think we are so detached from managing our environment, the young people. So I encourage you to be more participative in activities that addresses our growing garbage issue in Batanes. Kung makikita natin, every after 50 meters sa ating mga national road, meron tayong mga nakikitang plastic doon ng chichirya, may nakikita tayong plastic doon ng mga inuming mga C2, inuming ng mga nakaboteng mga inumin, mga boteng ininuman sa mga baybayin natin, at iba-ibang mga residual garbage na nakikita natin. This is really very sad. Although I believe hindi pa tayo dumating dun sa punto na malaki na yung problema natin sa basura, but it's just how we manage our basura. In Batanes now currently, 35% of the waste generation that we do is made of recyclable garbage. 15% is residual, at nakakatakot yung 15% residual na yan dahil ito yung mga dinadala natin sa mga landfills natin. We live in a tiny island, and at some point magkakaroon tayo ng overspilling ng ating mga landfills. What will happen when the landfills overspill? Lahat po yan, they will go to our coastal waters, sa ating mga fishing grounds. And when that happens, doon na mag-uumpisa ang pagkamatay ng ating mga coral reefs na siyang feeding grounds ng ating mga isda. So, as you all know, the Ivatan people are very much dependent on the coastal waters, on our local fishing ground for our fish supply. Because sustainability is a way of life of the indigenous people. And we, as Ivatans, we as indigenous people, should put into mind and should put into heart the sustainable practices that our forefathers taught us. Because sabi ng iba nga, nako, ang tanda-tanda na ng konsepto na yun. But you know, this is before sustainability. This is just my personal point of view, and I always tell this to people. Before sustainability was coined by the modern offices that is teaching sustainability now, the indigenous people communities of the world have been practicing it. So, and today, we are trying to readapt the concept because there is a need already. And Batanes is not spared of this one. Meron tayong kasabihan, no? Tayo ang solusyon sa anumang krisis na pumupunta o dumarating sa atin. And when we say tayo, it means to say it's not only our elderly people. This is a collaboration or a collaborative effort to everyone in the community. The community is a stakeholder. Lahat tayo, bata, matanda, mayaman, mahirap, we are all part of a solution, of the solution rather. So, in terms of sustainability, environmental sustainability, the young people today should be more involved in becoming part of the solution. Ang bagong in ngayon, pag gusto mong maging sosyal, kailangan environmentalist ka. And by saying that, by saying environmentalist, hindi ko mamamaya nagpicture na tayo doon na may pulot-pulot tayong basura, environmentalist na tayo. There is a plan, there is a program for being an environmentalist. And that, I guess, is what exactly your school is doing ngayon, no? Environmental planning. So yun siya. So when you plant a tree, hindi lang natin siya ibabaon yung lupa na yun doon, take pictures, diba? And put on Facebook, tree planting today. No. We have to make sure that that tree grows to its full potential. Kailangan meron siyang lifeguard, meron siyang pagdilig once a week, twice a week, for a period of 6 months. Then, after 6 months, at least malalaman na natin na mabubuhay yung puno. No? I hope you get my message. I hope you get what I wanted to say.
Before I give my message, I would like to congratulate the officers of the Supreme Student Council, headed by their president, Ms. Jameline Pipiola, for organizing this year's celebration of the Environmental Awareness Month with the theme New Normal Challenge, Sustainable Action for Sustainable Future. And to Mrs. Elaine T. Esperanza, SSC Advisor, for her untiring support in guiding and overseeing the successful implementation of the program. To start with, it is believed that a diverse community is a stable community. And it has been said that the only constant thing on earth is change. Change is basic in nature. Ecosystems change over time and space. Any change in the community affects the different organisms within it. Natural change is healthy, but human-induced changes like environmental disturbances wreak havoc in natural systems. These result in the environmental crisis that the world faces today. Our natural resources are in danger of being depleted in the light of human overpopulation and exploitation. This means that there are limitations and boundaries to utilization. Extraction of resources should be anchored on the concepts of sustainable development and wise utilization. The destruction of the environment is a global concern about which the public must be informed. Environmental education, as defined by the Asian Development Bank, is the process by which people develop awareness, concern, and knowledge of the environment and its diverse values and processes, and learn to use this understanding to preserve, conserve, and utilize the environment in a sustainable manner for the benefit of present and future generations. It involves the acquisition of skills, motivation, and commitment to work individually and collectively toward the solution of current environmental problems and the prevention of new ones. The main goal is to develop an environmentally literate and responsible citizenry who shall ensure the protection of the Philippine environment in order to promote and implement sustainability, social equity, and economic efficiency in the use of the country's natural resources. Christian doctrine posits that nature and its resources are God's gift to all, and that when God created the earth, He commanded man to be His steward. The natural resources that we are enjoying now are borrowed from future generations. It is our major responsibility to pass on these resources in their sustainable state. Stewardship of resources means efficient management by maintaining a balance between population growth and resource use. It is not an act of a good steward to overexploit the borrowed resources. Our actions should address the needs of the present without compromising the needs of the future generations to meet their own needs. So it is equally concerned with socio-economic development for the human well-being and environmental quality. So a society should manage its economic growth in such a way as to do no irreparable damage to the environment. And by balancing economic requirements with ecological concerns, the needs of the people are satisfied without compromising the needs of the future generations. Environmental issues are addressed at the same time that economic development is pursued, but not at the expense of the environment. Before I end my message, I would like to encourage everyone to be the best steward God created us to be, and let us act accordingly towards our environment. Thank you very much, and as always, be safe.